What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Lenovo Legion Go S with SteamOS and the Z1 Extreme chipset. And today we're looking at Darksiders Genesis. Now, so far it's been running great on everything. It was able to run even on the Steam Deck on Ultra. Now, it wasn't able to stay 60 the whole time, obviously, but it was staying over 30 at least, and didn't have too awful many hiccups. Still had some though. So I'm kind of curious. Even the Allies had little hiccups here and there, but they were all pretty damn smooth, especially with my settings. So hopefully this will be very nice too. Or it might be a little bit worse than the Allies, but as long as it's playable, that's all I care about. I'd like it to at least be the same as them. Hey, and if it can beat them, that's cool, because lately they've been beating this thing in most games, so it'd be kind of fun to have it get another win here. But now, why don't we go ahead, hop on in, let's see what it can do. So now we're gonna do 1200p first. And this one seemed like it wasn't getting as much FPS as the Allies around this time. That happens quite frequently, but I don't know. Maybe it just wasn't changing the resolution. It was getting a minor frame rate bump just from changing the resolution, so I think it was, but I should have just put it to full screen just to make absolutely sure, you know? But we still got playable FPS. It just didn't do quite as good as the Allies. Either way, let's go get ourselves some gameplay.
Do not mourn. Do not doubt. Your actions in Eden were tragic, but necessary. Eden was intended for humanity, not the Nephilim. It was a great victory for the balance. For you, horseman.
Victory?
Where are death and fury? It matters not. Your purpose lies elsewhere. Lucifer, lord of all hells, yet plots humanity's downfall. Weak though they may seem, these fledgling creatures are integral to the balance. We believe the demon Samael, lord of Blackstone Keep, conspires with Lucifer. Seek out Samael. Unravel this plot. Serve the balance. Show them the price of defying the Council. Samael's fortress.
It looks like the battle's been going on for a while.
The front walls still hold. Samael's forces will be drawn there, weakening his defenses elsewhere.
Wait. Are you suggesting we sneak in? Good call. But that doesn't sound like it.
It's strategic.
Right.
Now for 900p medium settings, at least we have something to compare to the Firebat and the Allies. because the rest of the stuff I do is usually 16 by 10, so it's nice to have at least one 16 by 9 option here, just for comparison's sake. Normally, if I was just doing this by myself, I would probably go with 1000p, because I believe that's the 16 by 10 version. I could be wrong on that though. Maybe it's some goofy resolution, I just don't know. Either way, let's get to gaming.
Alright, some action already.
A simple warm-up. Which side are these demons on, anyhow?
How should we know? They all look the same. Sorry, that was insensitive.
So now for 800p and low, which I think would get you good enough FPS the whole time, but I still do my settings anyway, although I had to turn one thing down lower than the Allies to get similar FPS, and I think the Allies still beat it out in the end. But anyway, why don't we go hop onto the game and let's see what it can do with this first before we worry about my settings.
That's a long way down.
Be careful. I don't want to climb back up.
Well, yeah, just like that. Was thin. I don't like it.
Nor do I. Perhaps the Council trusts we'll make do?
Or they're testing us. Still.
We're bound now as enforcers of the balance. Test or not, we follow orders.
Hey, I know what I signed up for. I'm just saying.
For now, our concern is with Samael, if he's still alive.
I guarantee whoever's attacking Sammy is underestimated.
We won't.
So, I went with 900p. It just seemed to work good. 1200 seemed a little too high to have decent settings and still get decent frame rates on this thing. Again, don't know if it's not changing the the resolution properly or not. Seemed like it was changing frame rate by doing it without the other settings. I always like to do that first just to make sure, but it wasn't as massive a difference as the Allies at all. Either way, here's what I would run. But maybe you'll just get way more FPS than I do. But let's go see what do we get. Alright, let's get ourselves a little camera recorder gameplay now. Could have sworn things came up here. They do.
Cannot fall for the Legion! Dance, horsemen! You made a mistake! Face judgment!
Dang.
Destroy it all!
Wow, they managed to kill both of them from my other guy this time. I wonder what happens when I collect enough of those. Yoink.
certainly knows how to make an impression.
How much do you think those big old lava towers cost? I'd like to get some for my place.
Why not ask the Lord of Blackstone?
so I can dodge. Ah. Well, that should help things out. It's going to take me forever to remember I can do that, though. Oh, nice. Alright, cool, yeah. And it dodges printer. Same thing on both characters. Good, good. Alright, learning a little bit here. I'm surprised it took me that long to get to this thing to know I could dodge. But that's good. Now I should be able to, like, not take as much damage. Oh, cool. Don't mind if I do. Either way, I think that's probably more than good. Why don't we go wrap the video on up? Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Darksiders Genesis, and it definitely didn't seem to run quite as well here. I don't know if that was simply as wasn't changing the resolution or what, but it sure seemed like it was, because I always change that first and see if I see a change. It just wasn't making as big of a difference as it did on Windows, but we were still able to get more than playable FPS. I just had to tone a setting down, I believe, just one setting a little lower than I did on the Allies to just kind of almost match it. But I still think the Allies won in the end. That is totally cool. Lots of times, at least in my experience, this thing loses to the Allies more than it wins. There was a bunch of people saying that this like always wins. And maybe it does if you do the right, like Proton and all this other stuff and do some tinkering. There's definitely a chance it could. But out of the box for me, when I'm just hitting here like an old person hitting play and stuff, a lot of the times it just doesn't work. But there are times it does. It's just not every single game, like a lot of people seem to think. But then there's also people on the other side that think the Allies are flawless and never do anything weird, and I've definitely had a lot of issues with the Allies too. None of the systems are perfect, and then the Steam Decks aren't perfect either. A lot of the times, either SteamOS gets in the way, or their weakness gets in the way, so. But I didn't get them to play AAA titles, but the people that do, yeah, they're gonna be sorely disappointed. Either way, that's neither here nor there. Why don't we wrap this video up so I can go on and move on to the next system. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.